Wakanda forever. What's up, travelers? How's it going? I'm Zanita D, and I just realized I never introduced myself in these videos, so now I'm going to start doing it. Today I'm reviewing Black Panther. I'm going to tell you my pros, I'm going to tell you my cons, and then I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts on the whole thing. Starting off, we're going to talk about how amazing the cast is. Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger. We have Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia. There's Danai Gurira as Okoye. Letitia Wright as Shuri. Daniel Kaluuya as W'Kabi. Winston Duke as M'Baku. Martin Freeman as Agent Ross. Andy Serkis as Claus. Cool. Forrest Whitaker as Yuri. And of course, Angela Bassett as Queen. I mean, she's not really the queen, but come on, she's the queen. And with this amazing cast, they tell a really good story. So, coming right off the bat of Civil War, T'Challa has to go back to Wakanda and fight to take the throne. There is this tradition where all of the tribes of Wakanda get together and they can either challenge the current king to take his place, or they could just, secede and let him do that. But while most of the tribes are like, no, he could stay, the mountain tribe, whose leaders M'Baku, decided he was going to challenge it. They didn't like the way everyone else was handling Wakanda, and they wanted their turn. Now that's the beginning part of Black Panther. Eventually you're going to get into the antagonistic story of Wakanda, which is the villain's story, which for a Marvel movie, the villain actually worked well. The villain is Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan is an outsider with roots to Wakanda, and he doesn't like how Wakanda is this isolated area that's advanced and they're living peaceful while the rest of the world is going haywire. He wants to take what's in Wakanda and deliver it to people outside of the world to take control of the world. His story is very well done. He plays it off very well. It's just, like I said, everything about this movie is just grand. The costumes, they're colorful, they're vibrant, they're just so beautiful. Even the warrior costumes are beautiful, but they're also badass. And like, that's something I would take into battle if I was a warrior. And can we just talk about the wonderful woman that we have, the women of Wakanda, just how beautiful they are. And I love the hairstyles they had in there, and I'm so jealous because I always want my hair to look as fabulous as theirs. I need to hire a stylist because I need to get on that. Of course, I'm a nerd. I love the action sequences. There's not as many as some people would like, but when they were there, you got it. My favorites of the movie have to be Lupita and Letitia. Just especially Letitia. She kind of stole the movie for me. One of my favorites. Like, I don't want to dethrone Lupita as one of my favorite actresses, but Letitia, she's getting there. And I love when Lupita had her breakout role. Everyone was talking about how much of a princess she looked, and now it's Letitia's the new princess. But I'd totally be down for Letitia and Lupita playing in a princess movie. Lupita is her older sister who is ready to take on the responsibility, whereas Letitia's kind of like, I just want to still be me. Do I have to? And of course, the soundtrack's fire. Ugh. Now let's get into the cons. There's not many, but they are there, unfortunately. They don't detract away from how awesome this movie is, but they're there. First con would be the CG. It's let's just say that it's not going to age well. And the first fight scene was done in the dark. It was done at night, and you can really barely see the action. You know, you want to see your superhero being badass, but if you can't see them being badass, then it just kind of takes the fun away from it. Next kind I would have is, like, I love when they were in Wakanda and you were learning about the culture and they were dealing with their own personal politics. There's the Marvel aspect of the movie in which they kind of threw in the beginning that whole deal with the claws, but it just kind of felt too short for what they were trying to achieve. I felt like if they just dealt with the whole Wakanda politics first, it would have been a lot smoother in its pacing. Like I said, the actors did a very well job of portraying the characters, but I kind of felt like the romance was in this movie just because every other Marvel movie had a romance. And Lupita and Chadwick, they're adorable together, but it's just kind of like, I don't really care about this relationship right now, I'll be honest with you. Right, now my final thoughts on this whole thing. There's a lot of talk about this movie. Obviously, a majority of it is very, very positive. But for the negative, I think that is what needs to be talked about, because that is getting more out of control than the positives. There's nothing wrong with celebrating an amazing movie, a movie that you had fun with, but there are some people out there that are just being bitter about it. Now, if you just don't like the movie, that's understandable, but there's people out there that, you know, they gotta go and slam their dicks on the keyboard about how much they don't like it. You know, it's always, well, I don't like it because it's just another lame superhero movie. And so I say, then why go watch it? You know, if you know you don't like superhero movies, this isn't going to change your mind, because it is a superhero movie, you know? We're getting them every year. I don't feel like you should expect anything different regardless of the hype. Let people be hyped. You don't have to listen to them. You can make your own decisions. And then there's the whole, anytime someone points out how much they enjoy it, they want to go off on a tangent about how you're just saying that and this movie is actually garbage. Look, there's plenty of things I don't like. I don't like Game of Thrones. You know, I got 3 episodes in and I got bored, but I have a lot of friends who talk about it. Anytime they bring up how much they love Game of Thrones, I don't go around ranting and raving about how much I hate it. I don't. It's okay not to like something, but if you're being bitter about not liking it, then of course you're going to get crap for it. And of course there's the people who claim that people shouldn't like it because it's racist, and if you actually watch the movie, it's not. There's a storyline in which case the storyline of Killmonger is, I want to rule anyone who's not black, yes, but Killmonger's also the villain, so you kind of have to acknowledge that, hey, that person who's coming off as racist, he's the bad guy. That's the movie. And then there's the whole political thing. I don't want to see my movies politicized, and to that I say, movies have always been politicized. It's a matter of whether you noticed or not. Now, some movies can be more obvious than others. Now, this takes place in modern day, so it's going to be more obvious than others. That's not a bad thing, and there's a very good message to take from this. I don't remember how he said it in the movie, but it was, in times of war, the wise build bridges and the foolish build barriers. You don't have to go see the movie. Don't take it from me, but stop raining on people's parades, because they're not lying when they say they enjoyed the movie. They honestly enjoyed the movie. I honestly enjoyed the movie. I literally want to go see it again right now. Just right now. Even bring this mask. Choo choo. Time for the shameless plug station. Alright, if you like what you see here, you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. I make writing videos on Wednesday. Sometimes I do movie reviews. I do book reviews, but that's usually on my blog. Sometimes I'll interchange it and put it up on here. Sometimes I want to talk about my feelings and life in general, and I'll also put that on my blog. On the weekdays, I go on Twitch and I play video games, and then on the weekends, sometimes I'll put those videos up on my channel. You can follow me on Twitter, where I'm mostly retweeting stuff. As always, all my links are in the description box below. Hot